Bring it over here. You double it. He does exactly double Elijah's miracles. How sick is that? And then he does it to a double degree. Like Elijah raised one person from the dead, Elisha raised two. And you go on from there. It's just so cool. He literally gives you double. Leaders, guard your spirits, because whatever's in it will double in those that you lead. Leaders, guard your spirits, because whatever's in you, man, if you've got consistency, if you've got faithfulness, your crew will have it. But if you've got a weird kind of pride, that's why we have a new kind of weird pride going on in our youth group. Watch your spirits, because whatever you have will double in the youth that you lead. Moving right on. You see him answer. He says, all right, you've asked a hard thing. The life of a prophet, Christian, and it's difficult. If you don't mind, go ahead and leave these verses up as I go. Elijah said, you've asked a hard thing. Life as a Christian is difficult. Jesus Christ himself said, in this world you will have trouble. He's promised it. But let me tell you, serving Christ is difficult, but it's worth it. At Youth Center, it's difficult, but it's worth it. Purity, difficult, but it's worth it. New Campus is difficult, but it's worth it. The Awakening Conference, difficult, but it's worth it. It's worth it. You need to figure out what's worth it. Whatever you're willing to give, man, I'm willing to give it. Why? Because it's worth it. I'm willing to give my time, my effort, because it's worth it. We're going to take an offering right after this, and we should give some stinking money to that youth center. Why? Because it's worth it. It's a worthy place for our money to go. Now he says this: if you see me taken, let me just read exactly this. He'll say, if you see me when I'm taken from you, you will get your request. But if you don't, I won't. My question is, how would he not see it taken, right? How could he not see giant fiery horses descend from heaven? How could he not see that? Like, I literally never in my entire life understood that. How could he not see giant fire horses? But it was a test to see if Elisha had spiritual eyes. Because as we're going to see next week with Gehazi, the next prophet in line, the guy that should have had triple, he didn't have spiritual eyes. He had worldly eyes. One time, the servant of Elisha woke up and they were surrounded by the enemy. The enemy came to kill Elisha. And oh man, this story is so cool. The entire enemy gathered around the city and they were there to kill Elijah. And the servant said, Elijah, what should we do? We're going to get killed. But Elijah says, oh Lord, he doesn't even answer him. He says, oh Lord, open his eyes. And suddenly the servant's eyes are open and they see that surrounding the army that is surrounding them is 1,000 of the angels of heaven in fiery chariots and with great swords ready to kill the dudes that are there to kill them. Elijah could see with spiritual eyes. Listen, prophets, you're able to see with spiritual eyes. People in your school may not understand why you live that way, but you're not looking through normal eyes. You see something else. And sometimes people say, bro, how could you not do that? How could you not have sex with everything that moves? How could you keep yourself in purity? How could you give to that? Why are you always at that? Why would you work at the youth center so much? Are you crazy? Why would you do this? And you may not be able to see it, but I see something spiritual. And I see further down than you may see, but I'm going to go for that instead of just kind of blindly hitting the walls. You know what's so crazy? With Elisha, praise again, God blind the enemy. He walks out to him and says, hey enemy, you've got the wrong road, you're not even at the right city, follow me. And he brings them over to the next city over where his friend the king lives, brings them inside the city, opens their eyes, they see it's the prophet, they're in a city that's surrounded by the king that hates them and will kill them, and realize that they're captured. It's like the great Trojan horse before that ever happened. Crazy, crazy, crazy. How sick is that? Isn't that crazy? It's a real story. Unbelievable. That's a side note. I wasn't even going there. That's just totally for free for you. Prophets see with spiritual eyes. You will see things that other people won't see. You will hear things other people won't hear. You'll feel things other people won't feel. Don't disregard it. You're a prophet. You go for it. You go for it.